Hi, this is Sally Baxter, and this is my screencast for the Field Trip 2014 class. Looking at the website, I was amazed at how much information was available to teachers and students. I really think it would be neat. I currently teach kindergarten, and I think it would be neat to have some of these as part of a lesson called A Trip Around the World. I thought it was really fascinating to look at some of the newspaper websites and comparing, some of the headlines in each of the newspapers. I also art is one of my loves, and I just think that art has been taken out of the classrooms so much that it would be really valuable for students to see um, what art does and how people express art in different parts of the world and even in the United States. Um, the history museums were phenomenal. I really enjoyed exploring these, and I think students would have fun as well taking a look at some of the exhibits they may not otherwise be exposed to. Some of my favorites were um, the Great Wall in China, and even some of the Holocaust museums, and even some of the local things in the United States that students need to be aware of and get exposure to. Um, we are in Corden, Indiana, which is a very historical little town, and many of the students are not aware of the amount of history that is there. And so the local Indiana site that talked about some of the history that can be found in Corden was really valuable, and I think students need to be exposed to these and understand um, what the significance of the town of Corden and its being the first state capital and one of the sites for a battle in the Civil War. I was thinking that as an assessment, I always use writing in a journal as part of an assessment, and students could write about some of the experiences they have in these virtual field trips. A lot of these websites were great in that students could kind of explore the sites on their own. They could use the maps and they could play some of the games. There were great videos. Some of the history museums really had some wonderful things where they could discover Egypt and the pharaohs and the pyramids. And I know a lot of those things are really interesting to students and really intrigue their interest in learning, especially for boys. They need some of that nonfiction and to really drag them into the world of learning.